When you catch a cold, we tend to crave something warm and comforting, like soup. I've been dealing with a cold lately, so I really wanted something warm as well. But since there is a limit to how much I can eat, I gave it some serious thought how I could have something healthy in just the right portion. At that moment, what came to my mind was a Kalguksu restaurant called Veteran, located on the basement level of Lotte department store in Zhongshan. The broth there really feels nourishing and good for your health. What makes it real special is that the broth isn't just a simple soup. It's rich, deeply simmered stock with beaten egg mixed in, along with perilla seed powder, chili flakes, and seaweed flakes. Basically everything that feels nourishing and good for your body. So I thought to myself, this is kind of meal that could help me recover and feel better again. At first glance, some foreigners might think, is this okay to eat? The appearance can be a bit unusual, maybe even slightly messy, but it's definitely not dirty at all. There are no strange ingredients in it, and everything is made with clean, fresh, and wholesome ingredients. In fact, it's the kind of dish that even vegetarians might enjoy. First of all, once you receive the bowl, you shouldn't eat it right away. It's extremely hot. One thing to keep in mind when eating Korean food is that dishes are often served boiling hot. So don't eat it immediately. Stir it a bit and let it cool down before you start eating. Even though I've been eating this kind of food for a long time, I still make the same mistake, especially when I'm really hungry. When I take that first bite of the boiling hot dish, I often end up slightly burning in the side of my mouth. So we can see in the video, the reason I didn't eat it right away after bringing the food was because it was simply too hot. But why do Koreans serve food boiling hot like this? Part of it for sanitation. Bringing it to a full boil help keeps it hygienic. It also allows the flavors to develop more deeply and fully infuse into the broth. So in a way, it's a win-win-win. That's why many Korean dishes are served piping hot. Throughout its long history, Korean culture has retained a strong awareness of food safety, especially concerns about food-borne illness. In the past, before refrigeration was available, many foods required strong storage but couldn't be preserved properly. As a result, people often experienced food spoilage and food poisoning. This led to strong cultural habits of thoroughly boiling food, both for safety and for preparation. That's why many Korean dishes are traditionally served very hot. It's deeply rooted in both history and culinary practice. When I was young, I often ended up eating spoiled food and experienced food poisoning quite a few times. Back then, I didn't really understand why food was always served so hot. But as I got older and reflected on my own experiences, as well as those of people around me, I came to realize that boiling food thoroughly helps sanitize it and can prevent various illnesses. So when you visit Korea and try dishes like kimchi jjigae, soft tofu stew, sundubu jjigae, or other soup-based meals, you should always expect them to be very hot. In fact, you can even say that hot food is the normal way these dishes are meant to be enjoyed. And here's another side of the story that you might only hear on my YouTube channel. There can be a downside to serving food boiling hot. In some bad cases, it's used to reuse food. Reuse food, we call that recycling food. For example, there are unethical restaurants that take leftover food from customers and boil it again. before serving it. This isn't just limited to Chinese food, it can also be a darker side of Korean dining culture. While Korean meals are often served with a generous variety of side dishes, there are cases where some of them may be used. And honestly, that's quite unpleasant. So, you shouldn't assume that every restaurant is perfectly hygienic. There are subtle signs you can look out for. For example, if you never see leftover food being discarded, if the kitchen is completely closed off from view, or if it feels like food waste is never being thrown out, even after closing, those can be suspicious signs. Also, pay attention to the taste. If the food tastes unusually sour or excessively salty, it could be because the food has been reheated multiple times. Repeated boiling can concentrate the sodium, making it saltier and saltier over time. And if there's slightly sour taste, it may be a sign that the food has been reused and reheated. In those cases, it's worth considering that possibility. However, the restaurant I introduce are places you can feel safe eating at, thanks to my careful and critical judgment. I've been eating Korean food for a long time, and I've been always observed restaurants with a sharp, skeptical eye. Because of that, I can tell quite accurately which places use food for and which don't. So, when you see a restaurant or dish featured in my video, you can consider it a safe and reliable place to eat. After all, I'm the one actually eating there myself. All the videos on my channel are based on places I visit and pay for myself. There are no sponsorship or paid promotions involved. I have no affiliation with any of the restaurants I feature. These are simply places I go to for my own meal, paid entirely out of my own pocket. Because of that, I don't eat low quality or questionable food. In my case, I have a sensitive stomach, so if the food is even slightly spoiled or reused, I immediately feel it and end up having to go to the bathroom. Going forward, I'll continue sharing insights about Korean culture and food, and even broader topics related to life and current issues in Korea. There are no advertisements or sponsorship involved whatsoever. That's why you can trust cafes, restaurants I introduce on this channel and visit them with confidence. I believe you'll be satisfied if you go. And even the statement I'm making it right now is not an advertisement. And there was one downside of this basement food court at the Lotte department store Jamsil branch below one food court was the drawback. Water is not automatically provided. You either have to buy a drink separately or use the shared water station. Now this is water purifier available, so the water itself is clean. However, they don't provide cups at your table, which can be a bit inconvenient. If you want water, you need to go to the purifier and pour it into a paper cup. Of course, it's perfectly fine to bring your own water bottle as well. Since they don't provide bottled water or even cups at the table, you can simply bring your own water from a convenience store or supermarket. You can also bring your own drinks if you prefer. This is something I can confidently assure you is completely allowed. So there's no need to worry about whether it's okay to bring your own water bottle. By the way, I hope that today's video could well be helpful to you when you use restaurant in Korea. Thank you for watching.